Oliver, how optimistic are you about this cattle market with the live cattle being able to kind of separate itself from what's going on with the feeders in the corn market?
I am pretty upbeat. We've had a nice recovery here over the last week after kind of taking to the woodshed, so to speak. We haven't seen a whole lot of cash trade developing this week, but I have been talking to some guys out across the country that feel pretty optimistic here over the next couple of weeks that we're going to continue to see that cash market firm up, with some people projecting upwards of 112 in the next couple of weeks. And so I think that'll continue to offer support to the market at the very least. And from the technical perspective, this 107.5, 108 area for the December live cattle contract is going to be a very pivotal point. There's been a lot of interaction between buyers and sellers here over the last year. So I think as long as we can defend this level on a technical basis, we continue to march higher. The next upward resistance pocket comes in 109.67. It's a key retracement. You also have the 50 and 100-day moving average. If you get out above there, I think that's when you really start to spark a bigger move to the upside, enticing momentum traders to jump on board. So we have a friendly technical setup. And if we continue to see this cash market optimism come to fruition, we could really see this market get jump-started and maybe potentially retest those highs that we saw just a couple months ago up near 113, 114.
Do we have the same thing in the feeders, Oliver?
Feeder cattle, I feel pretty good that we could see some upward mobility here. I'm really impressed with the fact that this January market is holding in here despite what we've seen in the grain market here over the last 48 hours. Typically, you see a big move like that in the grains, and that is a little bit of a headwind. But these January feeders hold them in pretty well. There's a lot of technical support in this 134.5, 135 area. That's going to be a pivot pocket. If the bulls can continue to defend that, they remain in the driver's seat. A break and close below that neutralizes the bullish developments we've seen over the last 2 weeks.
Oliver, is the protein complex, final question, protein complex still vulnerable to the nervousness of the market or the uncertainty of the market until we get clear direction as to coronavirus and the presidential election, things like that?
There is some looming uncertainties at some of the packing plants, but I think a lot of that has been taken into account, and we've come a heck of a long ways if you look at just kind of the implementation of rules and regulations since the beginning of this. We've come a long way, so I don't think there's that massive concern. There's a lingering concern, but I don't think anything substantial.
Oliver, thank you very much. We'll talk to you tonight on the Rural Evening News. All right, that is the very latest. Janet, back to you.